All right. So, with everything you have mentioned now, one will be looking at a situation where there's supposed to be some kind of a table, whether it is round or rectangular. People will need to sit down and have a discussion. Because you referenced the South Africa situation. They had their peace and reconciliation, where Nelson Mandela, but of course, the ethnic nationalities, are they all asking for the same thing? Because you've referenced Ijaw, Birum, Yoruba, are they all asking for the same thing? Because for some of them, they think that they are getting the shorter end of the stick. Are they all asking for the same thing, or are we sensing some kind of discordant voices here?
The reality is that they may not know it as I know. I have a training. I'm a lawyer with specialty in that area of law called jurisprudence. So I'm able to articulate it for what it is. For the 12 states that you see the map behind me, for those 12 contiguous states that imposed Sharia simultaneously in year 2000, they were seceding from your secular union. They are no longer. They were living their whatever life they were living before the British came in 1914 with your Nigeria. They want to return to that Sharia, and they have cried and shouted. Nobody was going to listen, and so they decided to take things into their hands to impose to declare Sharia, meaning that they are no longer interested in building that secular union with you. It is called self-determination, and if they will do that, if you were to ask them, they will come to the table with that grievance to say, look, this is what we want, and you are not giving it to us, therefore we are fed up. The same thing with those who are waving Odua flag. You saw them in Downing Street the other day. You saw them in Ibadan trying to beat up the governor in one corner. And so they are all rejecting the Nigeria that is that has become their owner. Nigeria that has become a monster that is choking them. The same thing with those waving Biafra flag. The same thing with those who are talking about resource control. Whichever way they put it, the important thing is that they are demanding a reconstruction, a renegotiation, and a reconfiguration of the constitutional arrangements of Nigeria. That's all they are doing. And it is called, that demand for restructuring is a desire for self-determination. What is self-determination? It is on account of their sovereignty that that right to decide how they live in their space accrues to them. That is the global, that's the global standard on that subject matter. The Germans are in Germany, governing Germany. The French are in France, governing France. The Scottish want to govern their Scotland away from UK. It is called self-determination, and it's an inalienable right. Nobody has to agree with you outside your own space. And so what has to happen is that sanity should return whilst we can still settle this matter. What is that sanity? I'm sure you heard of Obasanjo that imposed that instrument in 1979. You heard him clearly in Port Harcourt saying that Nigeria cannot progress to anywhere else except the owners of the country are allowed, that's the peoples of Nigeria, that could be countries of their own, are allowed to go to sit down to renegotiate their union and work out what will become constitution they want to defend. That's Obasanjo. You had Emeka Anyoko after his initial error of thinking that there will be a draft constitution for a start, saying, no, 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 no. Let everybody come and discuss, and that even if you bring in Michael to manage Nigeria as it is, that Michael will fail. You had Ngozi Okonjo coming to address the lawyers' meeting to say it is because we have not settled the social contract that the country is upside down. You had Kingsley Moghalu saying so, that no economy can be built on the constitution that is upside down. You had Sarah K. Dixon. You had Obong Victor Atta breaking it down further just a few days ago. Who else do you want to hear on this matter? Or is it when the place goes up in flames again, like it did in 1967? And so we are saying that it is a matter of accepting that we have a problem, unlike what is going on now, where people sit in Abuja reeling out animal farm statistics for us about how GDP is growing. You have an economy that is detached from the people. The people are dying in millions, and you are declaring surplus of 10 trillion and 6 trillion for a government, you know, pursuing development paradigms that has nothing to do with human beings, only those in government house, will share the billions and trillions, and then you think you are building something, and you come and sing anthem among yourself. Put yourself in the shoes of those who are the receiving end of that criminality, because Nigeria has become a criminal enterprise under that constitution.